Welcome to Unity of the Valley Spiritual Center. We're a member of Unity Worldwide Ministries, and we're located locally at 350 North Orchard Avenue in Vacaville, California. If you're a first-time viewer, or if you're returning to our broadcast, welcome home.
So we like to bring in music from various traditions. This is from the Blackfeet. In Native American tradition, the animals embody perfectly certain qualities that we'd like to have in our lives. The wolf embodies the quality of community, of sharing. Laura and I recently went back to the Blackfeet reservation to kind of do a pilgrimage to Rising Wolf Mountain, Makwi, where my teacher did his vision quest. So we're going to sing the wolf song and feel that embodiment of that community spirit, that sharing. The wolf shares the hunt with the rest of the pack before it takes a first bite. Hey, ah, hey, ah, hey, hey, ah, hey, ah, hey. Hey, ah, hey, hey, ah, hey, hey, ah, hey, ah, hey. Hey, ah, hey, hey, ah, hey, hey, ah, hey, ah, hey. Hey, hey, ah, hey, hey, ah, hey, hey, ah, hey, ah, hey. Hey, ah, hey, hey, ah, hey. Hey, ah, hey, ah, hey, hey, ah, hey, ah, hey. Hey, ah, hey, ah, hey, hey, ah, hey, ah, hey. Hey, hey, ah, hey, hey, ah, hey, hey, ah, hey, ah, hey. Hey, ah, hey, hey, ah, hey. Hey, ah, hey, ah, hey. Hey, ah, hey, ah, hey, hey, ah, hey, ah, hey. Hey, ah, hey, ah, hey, hey, ah, hey, ah, hey. Hey, hey, ah, hey, ah, hey, ah, hey, ah, hey. Hey, ah, hey. In keeping with the spirit of our opening chant, we're going to begin this morning with an invocation to the four directions at Unity of Vacaville. Hi, O grandfathers and grandmothers of the East, the direction of new life, of new beginnings. We ask that you fill each one of us with that awesomeness and wonder of this amazing creation, this place where we have an intellect to fathom the deep mysteries of the universe, to understand them emotionally, mathematically, scientifically, and spiritually. Oh. Hi, O grandfathers and grandmothers of the South, the direction of summer, prosperity, gardening. We ask that every creature on this earth feel abundance in their being, and that there be enough for everybody's and every creature's needs. Aho. Hi, O grandfathers and grandmothers of the West, the direction of completion. We ask that all worthy projects in our lives and everybody's lives reach completion, that each of us walk a path through this life that leaves this world in a better place than we found it. Oh. High, O grandfathers and grandmothers of the North, the direction of introspection. We ask for inspiration. We ask that the universe give us signs, either from the two-leggeds, the four-leggeds, the rock people, the trees, the wind, the water, or through our dreams and through those that we meet and encounter in our lives, that we understand that inspiration, that we interpret that guidance, and that guidance leads us to a prosperous and fruitful life, each and every one of us. Oh.
My name is Warren Spaith, and it is a privilege to be here with you today. Right now, I'd like you to hold in mind a person or persons who are very near and dear to you, and then hold in your heart these words for them. You are a beautiful child of God, perfect in every way. You are loved unconditionally, just the way you are. And now we know that if it's true for those dear ones, it's true for ourselves as well. So let's take this in by saying, I am a beautiful child of God, perfect in every way. I am loved unconditionally, just the way I am. Please remember that our prayer chaplains are here to pray with you. If you'd like prayer, please email Unity of the Valley Spiritual Center at unityvv@pacville.net. Thank you. We are glad that you've joined us today. We thank you for your presence, and we thank you for supporting our broadcast. If you'd like to make a donation, here are a few ways to give to Unity of the Valley Spiritual Center. We give in love because we love to give.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
And now for some announcements. August is Friendship Month here at Unity. Invite your family, friends, and coworkers to view the service with you. Let's spread the word about Unity in our community. Next, the Women of Unity are offering their autumn tea Saturday, September 17th. It's going to be from 2 to 3:30 p.m. and seating begins at 1:30 p.m. So make your reservation early. Tickets are $30, and at this event, there will be no children at this one. So tickets go on sale Sunday, August 21st in the Great Hall, or they can be purchased by calling the church office at 707-447-0521. Lifeline Screening will be offered here at Unity. Take a step towards staying healthy and active. Lifeline screening services will be offered on Tuesday, September 6th in Unity Hall. Call the office at 707-447-0521 for an appointment information so that you can come and have that screening. Thank you. And now, next Sunday, August 21st, the wonderful Karen Drucker will be with us. She'll be giving the talk, she'll be providing the music, and afterwards at 12 p.m., she'll be having a concert here at Unity of the Valley Spiritual Center. It's going to be at 12 p.m. Register for her concert on our website at unityvacaville.org. Concert tickets are $25, but no one will be turned away for lack of funds. So contact the office at 707-447-0521 or by email at unityvv@pacville.net for more information. We invite you to take into your minds and heart the powerful truth of our statement of faith. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good.
Hey Govinda, hey Gopal, hey Govinda, hey Gopal, hey Dayal, hey Govinda, hey Gopal, hey Govinda, hey Gopal, hey Dayal, Prananata, Anata Sake, Prananata, Anata Sake, Prananata, Anata Sake, Prananata, Anata Sake, Dini Dara, Naho. Hey Govinda, hey Gopal, hey Govinda, hey Gopal, hey Dayal. Andakupu Mahabayana, Andakupu Mahabayana, Andakupu Mahabayana, Andakupu Mahabayana, Nanaki Pari Uttara. Hey Govinda, hey Gopal, hey Govinda, hey Gopal, hey Dayal. Hey Govinda, hey Gopal, hey Govinda, hey Gopal, hey Dayal. Hey Dayal. Hey Dayal.
So Laura and I are honored to be able to give a talk again at Unity of Vacaville. Our talk today is on chanting. Chanting is a sacred activity in most cultures throughout the world. It is especially powerful and captivating in that it is a symbolic activity that utilizes symbolic language. The act of chanting or singing with a positive intentionality in a group setting itself creates a sanctification of that present time and space and group. The fact that the actual chants may refer to mythic events in mythical time, or at least reference insights from mystical experiences, further energizes that experience for the participants. Although it is possible and common to have an ecstatic experience at a chanting event without ever having any knowledge of the deeper historical meaning of the chants or an understanding of how sacred symbols function in our lives, we feel that an exploration of this topic can give us an an enhanced understanding of our own deeper selves. We're going to look at 3 different traditions of chanting: Native American, Sanskrit, and New Thought. We're going to start with the Native American tradition, where chanting was interwoven with the religious experience of those people, which, when they came over, their religious experience was primarily shamanistic. Shamanism has been present in the Americas since the Great Beringian Migration, some 17,000 years ago, where it was brought over from Northeast Asia. Its basic tenets are a belief in a creator God who at some mythic time communicated directly with mankind and took an interest in mankind's affairs. This creator God, either personally or through a surrogate, ordered the world that we know today in the way that we know it. Later, seeing great suffering in this world, the creator God gave special power to some initiating animal, which in turn passed this power on to the first shaman. This power was passed on through special objects, shells, stones, or crystals, which were magically inserted into the shaman's body during his initiation rite. And these magical objects replaced his joints and bones. With this magically regenerated body, the shaman now had the power to both heal the sick and to summon animals, which were either his spirit helpers or those animals that would be hunted by the tribe. This healing of the sick took 2 different forms, depending on the shaman's ascertainment of the cause of the illness. If the illness were caused by sorcery, the shaman would suck out the illness in a ceremony. This illness would be made manifest as a stone, an arrow point, an insect, or a worm. If the illness were caused by soul loss, the shaman would journey to find the soul. Sometimes the lost soul was in the neighborhood and the shaman would easily retrieve it. Sometimes that soul had gone to the land of the dead, and the shaman had to make a great journey to get it, even up to the point of begging the great creator God to release that soul. So these shamans basically had 2 different types of set chants. One of the chants was to the creator God, begging for special favors, and a second type of chant were to summon animal helpers. Both types of chants harken back to a mythological time when man could easily communicate with both the Great Spirit and the animal progenitors. Now in North America, the differences between consecrated men, shamans, and the profane multitude, are not as much qualitative as quantitative. They lie in the amount of sacred that the former had assimilated. This is a quote from Mircea Eliada's book Shamanism. "We have shown that every American Indian seeks religious power, and that every American Indian commands a guardian spirit acquired by the same techniques that the shaman uses to obtain his own spirits. The difference between the layman and the shaman is quantitative. The shaman commands a greater number of tutelary or guardian spirits and a stronger magical religious power. In this respect, we could almost say that every American Indian shamanizes, even if he does not consciously wish to become a shaman." Now, within the past 2,000 years, there have been some great catastrophes in Native American societies. The great collapses of the Mayan civilization, Chaco Canyon, and finally the European invasion of the Americas shook up this entire shamanistic complex. Reacting to the devastation caused by European contact and the ensuing death and destruction from both disease and warfare, the Native Americans responded with the rise of the ghost dance and the peyote cult. These messianic religious movements sought a return to the great mythic time when communication with the sky, the great God, and the dead
were accessible to every human being. Such mystical movements differed from the traditional shamanism by the fact that while preserving the essential elements of shamanistic ideology and techniques, they held that the time had come for the whole Indian people to obtain the shaman's privileged state, that is, to experience the reestablishment of easy communication with the sky, even as it existed at the dawn of time. Now, throughout history, parochial and tribal societies have responded to insurmountable crises with transnational and trans-tribal messianic religious movements, including, of course, both Messianic Judaism and Messianic Christianity, which arose as a reaction to the disruption of traditional society brought on by Roman conquest. Messianic religious movements seek a return to a mythological past where communication with the Great Spirit was common, by looking forward to a very near time when this relationship with the numinous will again be easy. They also have a more universal notion of mankind than their tribal predecessors. So far in this service, we have sung a wolf chant to one of those animal progenitors, seeking to incorporate the wolf's special powers into our lives. And we have sung a song to Krishna, an incarnation of that great protecting energy of the universe manifested as Vishnu. This song was in Sanskrit. Now, part of this song references a cosmic battle between the forces of light and darkness. When all appeared lost, Vishnu incarnated as a blind dwarf, Andakupu, who beseeched the king of the forces of darkness, Balin, for as much land as he could traverse in 3 steps, so that he, the blind dwarf, could properly perform a sacrifice to the gods. Balin, not wanting to appear stingy, acquiesced to this request, and Vishnu grew to a gigantic form. In the oldest recension of this story, his 3 steps traverse from the earth to the clouds, to the cloudless sky, and finally to the heavens. In a later version, he steps from the earth to the moon, to the sun, and finally to the stars. Many Sanskrit chants, like the Native American chants, either praise a great deity and ask that deity to set the world aright, or else, like the chants to the animal progenitors, they are chants to the lesser gods seeking to incorporate their powers into our lives, such as the chants to Ganesha for prosperity. So Laura is now going to speak of the actual act of chanting and singing.
Through our somatic experience of chanting and singing, somatic, that's the body, we really can open the gateway to an extended experience of the spiritual or the transcendent, possibly an ecstatic experience, possibly a calming and reflective one, more in the contemplative vein. I'd like to talk about 5 factors that I think really help us achieve those extended states through singing and chanting. I love singing and chanting, and these are what help carry me forward in it. The first one is the breath. The second one is vibration. The third is rhythm. The fourth is effort and personal coordination. The fifth is sustained repetition. Now, if this sounds really clinical, or if you're also thinking that these factors could be what's involved in running a marathon, you're not necessarily wrong. But in talking about how we integrate chanting and singing into kind of a more flowing experience in our bodies, I think you'll come to appreciate just how much fine-tuning and coordination is involved. It's kind of like a rainbow of feeling and sound. And if you think about crossing a rainbow to a more transcendent experience, that sounds, pretty attractive, I think. So these factors, it's so interesting because they're not just found in singing, they're also found in walking, running, dancing, recitation. So just speaking text. It could be a sacred text. And there's another activity that kind of came to mind that is on the fringe of all these other things, and that's labyrinth walking. So sometimes people might use labyrinth walking to, go into a deeper center or a deeper understanding, or kind of get outside of themselves. So singing and chanting can affect us in a similar way, but I think there are some things that it can do that those other modes cannot. So the difference between singing and walking or running or even dancing is that singing is an air-propagated vibration that begins in our own body and ends in sound. So what does this mean? Think about this. If you put your hand on a musical instrument that is being played, a piano, a cello, or a drum, you can feel the vibration in the body of the instrument. Now, if your own body is the initiator of the sound, you're driving that sound creation with your breathing and vocal mechanisms and making an active effort. Your body is also the instrument that is vibrating. So it is both the thing that is creating the vibration and the instrument that is vibrating. And so creating the vibration is an active role. Being vibrated is a receptive one, but it is one that you can direct through your senses. And here's where a third component comes in. You are also perceptive of the sound. You are active, you are receptive, and you are perceptive. This is where you may have heard of something called both and. You have now put yourself into a both and space. You are the creator, you are the creation. This is a liminal space that can open spiritual doorways. So I'd like to just mention that difference again. Singing is an air-propagated vibration that begins in our own body and ends in sound. It's what that sound can do for us that's really exciting. It's important to note that people do achieve this sacred space by playing instruments that are not their body. However, singing is one of the most primary and primal ways to achieve this kind of transcendence, and we are attuned to the human voice from before we are born. We likely heard music and vibrations of voices of those close to us, including our mother or others that were close around, from the time we were in the womb. So it is really born with us, this capacity to inherit and interpret and take in vibration and have wonderful expectations from it. If we think about vibration, though, speaking is also vibration. So the difference between recitation and singing has possibly slightly blurred boundaries. But I think it is the use of tones, musical tones, for the sake of their sounds or their sound structures, when those sounds have a musical or ritual organization, that are, when they're used that way instead of for just linguistic communication, they take on a different aspect and they have a different effect within and upon our brains and our bodies, and they make different demands on our bodies and our brains. I mean, we're using different parts of our brains for these things, but the demands it makes on our bodies, that's where I went to factor number 4, effort and personal coordination. It takes something to be the creator and the creation of sound. Is musical sound meant to be shared differently than linguistic sound? The structure of music in time and the nature of musical relationships, such as pitch, rhythm, and harmony, have the capacity to organize groups of people to sound together coherently or complementarily. Whereas the coherence of group recitation is always a little sloppy. And if you have complementary speaking, that's two people talking at once, and that doesn't always work out so well. I mean, I think anyone who's been to a Sunday service and spoken prayers or affirmations in unison out loud, it's a beautiful thing to do together. But there are always some rough little edges, where some people are starting and stopping at different times, that sort of thing. So when we put that to music, though, and our bodies become attuned through singing and chanting, all of a sudden, the group becomes coordinated together and coherent together. So there's something about music, about chanting and singing, that asks a little more of our bodies and what we can do together to achieve a different state of being. Now, let me go over those 5 factors again. Breath. We breathe, and we're breathing the air of the cosmos. We are made of star stuff. We rely on oxygen. It's something that is just so like primal, and it's part of the fabric of our being. We vibrate. Our cells are moving things all the time, but when we breathe and move air in ourselves, in the spaces in our bodies, in our lungs, through our skin and our bones, we vibrate. We move that sound out into the universe. Rhythm, number 3. Singing and chanting almost require rhythm for the desired effect. There's something about the rhythm that keeps us going. We have rhythms when we walk. We have rhythmic cycles when we sleep. We have rhythms in the season. It's really important as part of our being and our being larger than ourselves to have that rhythm involved in what we do. Number 4, effort and personal coordination. For those of us who love singing and make it feel or look easy, it may be very easy, but it requires a lot of our capacity to coordinate and make the sounds happen in a way that's really useful to us. So there is effort involved. And finally, sustained repetition. This may be one of the most important things about singing and chanting for spiritual purposes. The more we do it, then it takes us into a different place. Rhythm and sustained repetition are really related in this way. It makes us breathe for a long time. It helps us coordinate with other people. We may kind of raise the energy level through repetition, which takes time. And that is kind of the crux of it. That's how I view singing and chanting, how we bring it into our bodies, and why it's been, dare I say, popular for millennia. Thank you.
Most people love to sing and chant in church. Laura has explained how chanting is a full body activity that can lead us to heightened spiritual awareness. New Thought chants draw from both the original shamanic experience of praising spirit and invoking the God qualities of the animal progenitors into our lives. New Thought chants also draw from the Messianic renewal movements throughout history, mirroring a greater sense of communal oneness. New Thought, which includes both unity churches and centers for spiritual living, is like a Messianic renewal movement without a Messiah. We seek direct connection with spirit. The mythological past is either just around the corner in front of us, or it is right now. The spiritual blessings, which in the past were kept by the animal progenitors or the Hindu gods, are ours to claim. The transcendental mysteries are still there. But to paraphrase Heraclitus, who said, "The way up and the way down are the same," we can explore this transcendental mystery either by going completely beyond ourselves or by going completely within ourselves. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Thank you for being in the world. I love you. I bless you. Thank you for being in the world. I love you. I bless you. Thank you for being in the world. I love you. I bless you. Thank you for being in the world. I love you. I bless you. Thank you for being in the world. I love you. I bless you. Thank you for being in the world. I love you. I bless you. Thank you for being in the world. I love you. I bless you. Thank you for being in the world. I love you. I bless you. Thank you for being in the world. I love you. I bless you. Thank you for being in the world. I love you. I bless you. Thank you for being in the world. I love you. I bless you. Thank you for being in the world.
It's time now for meditation. I'd like to begin with the breath. As we sit calmly, quietly, feeling our bodies, letting them relax into our seats or our feet or our backs. Just let the breath start to breathe you. Let the breath breathe you out. Let it breathe you in. Let it breathe you out. Let it breathe you in. Let that out breath carry you. Let it carry you out into the cosmos, to your biggest self. Your body is with you, it's expanding. You're just expanding with the breath. When you breathe in, come more into yourself, more deeply into yourself. Feel the comfort there, the familiarity, the health, the love that's in you. Now feel your molecules vibrating. The vibration of your cells, the vibration of the atoms of the cosmos. You are infinite, you are focused at once. And your breath flows out into infinity and back into your body. So much peace, so much health, so much vibrancy. Every cell vibrates in a rhythm. It sustains and assists the rhythm of your heart, the rhythm of sleeping and waking, the rhythm of your life, the rhythm of the stars. As you attune to that rhythm, let your breath take it in. You are vast, yet you are right here. You're a child of the universe, flowing on your breath. Every breath takes effort, yet it is no effort. You know how to breathe. You know how to become part of all that is. You find the God in yourself and in the cosmos, and they are one. You find the love in your heart and in your community, and they are one. And always the breath that flows out, the breath that comes in. It is for you, and it is for all you touch, all whom you touch, all that is. You sustain this breath of life, bringing you health and well-being, bringing your love to others in the community in a sustained way. The rhythms of your life ripple like ripples in a pond, flowing out to others, assisting and healing all those you love and all those at a distance through your goodwill, through your breath. Your breath deepens in your body and in your consciousness. It goes down to your very core, down your spine, rooting you onto this beautiful, beautiful planet, giving back life into you that you then share. It's a beautiful, beautiful cycle, a sustained rhythm, a sustained flow. It does not end. It has no beginning. Every breath takes you there. The out breath and the in breath. The out breath and the in breath. As you bring yourself back into your breath, feeling it in your body, feeling it moving into your arms, your hands, your legs, your feet, your core, bringing your cosmic self back into the boundaries, the limitless boundaries of your personal self. You are re-energized. You are ready to share your love with your community, with yourself, and with all that is. The cycle of your breath has brought you full circle into a kind of completion that is always ready to grow. Regain your breath. Open your eyes when you feel comfortable. And thank you for meditating with us today. So it is.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin my joy is found. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Now there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me.
And now please join me in the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. We are one holy family. We celebrate our oneness and honor our diversity.
Everybody got a little something only you can bring. It's impossible to put it all together. Need every piece to make it complete, yeah. Every note to make a symphony. All the voices singing harmony. All the colors of the rainbow shining. Everyone, everyone. Say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes to a world with a little more love. Little more love, oh yeah. Never feel you're insignificant, like a tiny little grain of sand. What you do, what you say makes a difference. Go ahead and reach out your hand. Open the door, say hello. A stranger today, you might get to know 'em. Little love just keeps on growing, changing life without even knowing. Say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes. It takes everyone, everyone, everyone to make a world with a little more love. Little more love. Oh yeah.
It doesn't matter where you come from, gender or race, spiritual beliefs or orientation. Everyone has got the same motivation. Love is love, the same situation. Give love and help one another. In this world, there's only each other. One blood, the human race. If you feel the same, let me hear you